Hey y'all, welcome to Cop Work. Today I want to talk about that dog right there. Her name was Ashley. I was a canine officer forever, and I want to talk about what it's like to handle a police bloodhound. The challenges and the rewards of working a dog. Now, I did not work a dope dog, and I didn't work a patrol dog. I worked bloodhound. And what that entailed was every step they step, you step. You work them on a long lead, and it's remarkable what they can do. She was a man-tracking dog. I worked criminal cases. We worked missing person cases. We worked cadaver cases, land and water, drowning victims, like out here at a lake. I have another hound right now that I'm training to do that type of recovery work, water work, because I can't run behind him anymore. But anyway, the case I'm going to talk about today is a homicide case, and it happened in 2003, and it was right at Christmas. A man, he was living with his mother, and he had 2 kids, and they had gone Christmas shopping, and his mother worked at night at a county job. And they had gone Christmas shopping. When they got back, he discovered that she had been murdered. She was getting ready to go to work, stepped out of the shower, and the person that murdered her unfortunately slit her throat. It was horrendous. And they called me to see if we could get anywhere. And what we did was, let me get this turned around. And hopefully you can see this. House is down here. There was a bloody fingerprint or blood stain on the back door, and so we used it was on the inside door, and then there was a screen door, and we used the handle of the screen door to make a scent pad with. That's what I used. And when I ran Ashley, she went out the back door, went around. This is a dirt road. This is out in the county. There's not very many houses. This is like a field, and we get up on this dirt road, and we're working along, and Ashley's tracking just like somebody who has been on foot. And as a bloodhound handler, you know the difference. Dogs work differently when somebody is walking as to when either somebody has been put in a car or on a bicycle or a motorcycle, their feet are up off the ground. When that happens, the dogs do what's called quartering, and they'll go off. If you're in a city where the curb is, they'll go out in the middle of the street, and then they'll come back to the curb, and then they'll go back out in the middle of the street, and then they'll come back to the curb. Now in this instance, there was a ditch, a bar ditch. These roads were dirt, and as we get around the corner here, Ashley hits this bar ditch and comes back and goes back and forth and starts quartering. And I thought, okay, somebody got in the car. Excuse me. So we get up to here, and there's a driveway. Well, there's houses on either side, and then back here there's a bunch of trailers. I'd say a bunch. There's 4 or 5 trailers, like in a little cul-de-sac thing. Well, we get up in there, and Ashley sniffing around, and we come back out, and just up a little ways is a stop sign. There's another road here. Well, we get up that stop sign, and Ashley's like, I'm done. I'm not going any further. I do everything I can to get her to go some more. She's like, nope, I'm done. So I don't know the answer. This is 2003. So we come back down here, and she picks it up again, starts sniffing around. So we had a deputy with us, and he picked us up, gave us a ride back to the house, because it's about, I guess, maybe about a mile from the murder scene. So that's 2003. I top it up, I turn it in, I don't hear anything. Nothing, nothing, nothing. Well, Ashley dies in 2008. And in 2010, they make an arrest. And they arrest the daughter-in-law. She had a boyfriend on the side of her marriage with the dead woman's, unfortunately passed away woman's son. Well, the daughter-in-law was a meth head, and she was with her doper boyfriend. And he had given a statement. Finally, I mean, they did all kinds of work trying to figure out who did this. And I didn't know, but these houses here were dope houses. I didn't know that. I didn't ask any questions. I never did want to know anything about a case. I always wanted just to run the dog and see what happens. And so the boyfriend gave a statement, said that he dropped this woman's daughter-in-law off at the house, and then he drives up here to the dope house. He gets some dope, and then he turns around and comes back, and as he's coming back down, he picks up what is the suspect right here, right where the dog said that she had gotten, or that the track changed to a car. So they turn around and he takes her back up to the dope house. Well, he gave that statement to a detective, and in 2012, I think 2012, they arrest the daughter-in-law for the murder. And the boyfriend has since recanted his testimony. He said, well, I was lying. Well, the dog's track confirmed what he said he was lying. That's not true. He was telling the truth, and the dog's track confirmed it. Anyway, the daughter-in-law gets arrested in 2012, and it's set to go, or maybe she got arrested in 2010. I can't remember. Anyway, it's set to go to trial in 2013. And the daughter-in-law pleads. And it was based on this dog's track. That dog's track right there. That was what the prosecution had. They had that and the recanted testimony from the boyfriend. That was all they had. And due to that dog and her track, even years after she had died, the woman was convicted and worked a plea deal. And I think they gave her, just 8 years, because she'd been sitting in jail. She must have got arrested in 2010. She'd been sitting in jail since 2010. And so they gave her 8 years for the murder. And I don't know how long she did. I'm sure she's out by now, but you never know. The challenge for me was trying to figure out what the dog was saying. I knew that the dog was saying the track changed. I didn't know there was dope houses here. And the dog was saying it ends here. Well, the dog was right. I just didn't know what to say. I mean, I'd written it down, but I didn't know those were dope houses. All I could tell him was this is what the dog did. And so the reward was the dog was right. The boyfriend, even though he said he lied, he didn't. He told the truth. Said about dropping her off, driving to the dope house, getting the dope, turn around, and here she is right here where the dog said, gets from a foot track to what was a car track and drives to the dope house. And so it's amazing to watch and to figure that out. There's nothing like them. Honestly, there's nothing like them. Anyway, so that's one of her tracks, and she had been dead a long time when she put that woman in prison. It's astounding. And so I like to end these videos with asking if you would support the hurricane relief effort. People in North Carolina still a lot of problems, still a lot of world hurt. And with Hill Street Blues, my favorite cop show, that sergeant used to end briefing with, let's be careful out there. Well, I'll paraphrase that and say, y'all be careful out there.